What if I'll tell you the overthinking, the stress, and the losing streak of yours in the market is not because of the market directly, but it is because of you, and because you are not able to let go of certain things, right? So today we are going to understand about letting go of emotions. See, whenever we hear the word emotion, we always try to control it, but sometimes it's very good to let go of emotions, and that's what we are going to understand today. Okay, so that's the topic of the day, letting go of emotion, and let's begin. All right, now emotions are just emotions. They are not you, they are not facts, and you can let them go. Very, very important to understand, right? Now, as we have seen, interpretations, identification, and repetition can lead to the creation of strong emotions. In this section, we'll see what you can do to start letting go of emotions that aren't helping you achieve the life you want. Okay, as we learned in the previous chapters as well, that it's never you against the external environment, it's always you and the mental environment, the internal environment, that you have to change so that you can see the reflection in the external environment and you can get the desired results. Okay, now emotions are energy in motion, but what happens when you prevent the energy from moving? It accumulates. When you repress your emotions, the you interrupt the natural flow of energy. So emotions are what? They are energy and they are trying to flow. But when we are trying to suppress it, what we are trying to do? We are trying to interrupt the natural flow of the energy. So basically, when we are trying to control our emotions, we are breaking the natural flow of energy, which is natural flow of emotions. All right. Sadly, nobody taught you how to deal with your emotions, or even that both positive and negative emotions are a natural phenomenon. Okay. Now, instead, they told you that your negative emotions should be repressed because they are bad. As a result, okay, just give me 1 second. Let me increase the font size. Okay. As a result, you may have been repressing your emotions by years. So whenever you come across some therapy, or you must have heard this term, this is the childhood trauma or the childhood suppression of your emotions that is making you feel troubled or stuck in your adult life or even the later part of your adult life. See, that's the what I can say disadvantage of repressing your emotion. It can show in the later stages of your life. All right. So as a result, you may have seen repressing your emotions for years. By doing so, you let them sink deeper into your subconscious, allowing them to become part of your identity. They have often become patterns you may be unaware of. See, it is the part of your subconscious. So that means whenever you are trying to take some actions and you're doing it subconsciously, so it will you be very visible in your actions, and most of the time you are not even aware about it, right? For instance, perhaps you feel you aren't good enough, or maybe you experience guilt on a regular basis. These are the results of core beliefs you developed over time by repressing your emotions. Most of us have too much emotional baggage and need to learn to let go of it. We need to declutter our subconscious and get rid of the negative emotions, preventing us from enjoying life to the fullest. And that's what we want, right? Whatever you are doing, not just the trading, or whatever choice of profession you are taking, right? Or whatever profession you are choosing, basically, right? So in that, what we want to live our life to the fullest, we want to enjoy it to the fullest, right? That's the ultimate aim. Correct. It needs to be fun, right? So basically that's the main goal. So what we need to do, we need to declutter our subconscious and get rid of these negative emotions, and we should not try to control it. We should just let it go. These are just energy, these are just emotions, so let them go. We don't need it, so let them go out of our subconscious, right? The fact is, your subconscious is already programmed to help you deal with life. Your subconscious ensures you don't accidentally forget to breathe, keep your heart beating, and regulates your body temperature, among million of other things. So in your day-to-day life, we do a lot of things, but it's not like we forgot to breathe, and all of a sudden our breath stops. No, that's not what happens. That is basically our subconscious is constantly making the necessary things, going on and on and on without even like giving it a thought, like without consciously we are looking at. looking at it. No, it's still going on in the background, right? So they are talking about heart beating regulates your body temperature among millions of other things. It doesn't need additional beliefs to function well. Neither does it not need to store emotions. If you're like most people, you spend the majority of your time living in your head. As a result, you're largely out of touch with your emotions. To start letting go of your emotion, you must first become aware of them by becoming more in touch with your body and the way you feel. Now, this is the important part. What we want to do, we want to let go of certain negative emotions, and for that, we first of all, we need to be aware, okay, these are the part of our subconscious mind. So once we will identify it, then only we can let it go, right? It's like you want to cut short, or you want to like let go of junk food from your life, but you don't know which food item is junk food per se, right? So first you need to identify which one is a junk food, then only you can cut it off from your life, right? So similarly, you need to identify which emotions are negative in nature, and that's very easy, isn't it? It's very easy to identify our negative emotions, and if they are part of our subconscious, all we have to do is identify them. We have to become aware of it. What we can do afterwards, let's understand about it. Below are a few simple steps you can take to start letting go of your emotions. Observe your emotions with detachment, right? So rather than putting your energy into it, just observe your emotions. Whenever you experience a negative emotion, simply observe it with as much detachment as you can. Initially it might come across as a difficult thing for you or like a arduous task for you, but you have to consciously put your energy into it. Then only you will be able to succeed into it, right? Like the detachment part I'm talking about. That means getting in touch with your body. Realize that each thought or image crossing your mind isn't the emotion itself, it's only your interpretation of it, right? Most of the time in our mind, we are living in either past or we are living in future. But ideally we should be focusing on the in the future, right? Whatever happened in the past, it's a gone case now. Let bygones be bygones. Now whatever is happening in present, that can decide your future. So whatever the controllables that you have in your hand, try to focus on those things so that you can change or mold the future accordingly, right? Rather than just giving negative thoughts or overthinking about the future, try to work on present. Okay. Now, coming back to this, that means getting in touch with your body. Realize that each thought or image crossing your mind isn't the emotion itself. So, in our mind, in a day, there are like a lot, millions of thoughts just passes by. We should decide in which thought we are putting our energy into, right? We are putting our emotion into, right? It's only our interpretation of it. Practice feeling how it feels. Try to locate the emotion. Think of the way you would describe the emotion to someone else. Remember, don't engage in a story revolving around that emotion, and believe in whatever images or thoughts that arise when you experience that emotion. So basically, since the first step that we said is you have to detach from your emotion. So what you have to do is identify, okay, this is where exactly the problem is. Now you're not trying to engage in a story revolving around that emotion. For an example, let's say, easy example, let's say you got less marks in any of your examination, or let's say you were playing a game, for example, let's say you were playing cricket, okay, and you were not able to score as you thought in your mind. You got bored in the first ball, or like you scored a very small sum, or like let's say 5 to 6 runs, and then you got out, right? So in this case, you are trying to engage in a story revolving around the emotion. What is the actual emotion? The sadness. But you are revolving around the emotion, making a story, like the actual story into it. But what you have to do, we need to detach ourselves from the story and focus on the sadness part. Okay, this is the emotion, and this is where I have to work on, right? And detachment part is very important, and that's why we have to not engage in this story involving around the emotion and believe in whatever images or thoughts that arise when you experience that emotion. Okay, we should not, like, we don't believe in whatever image or thoughts that arise when you experience that emotion. For example, you got out in 5 or 6 runs and now you're feeling like a shitty batsman, right? And you're like, okay, I'm not able to, like I am not good enough. I'm just giving you a basic example. Okay, it can happen to you in n number of ways. It can be in your professional career, it can be in your personal life, or whatever situation. Okay, but you're getting the gist, right? You're understanding the example. Please don't believe in whatever images or thoughts that arise when you experience that emotion. You're already feeling the sadness. Now you're concocting the story around it. Now, once you are engaging yourself in that story, now you're believing whatever the image or thought that is getting arise because of the experience, that emotion. Right. So you should not engage in these two stuff. Okay. Now, first step, what we did, we observed our emotion with detachment. Now, what we will do, we will label our emotion. Remember, emotions are merely temporary experiences, or if you prefer, clothes you wear for a while. They aren't you. Emotions are not you. Please remember this line. This is very important. Okay. It's just an emotion. It will just simply pass by. Okay. When you experience an emotion, you say things like, I am angry, I am sad, or I am depressed. Right. So these are just emotions, but you are attaching your identity to it. You're saying that I am angry, I am sad, or I am depressed. Notice how you steadily identify with your emotions. However, this is factually incorrect. The emotions you experience have nothing to do with who you really are. If you were your depression, you'll be depressed all day long, every single second of your existence. Fortunately, that's not the case. Let's assume you feel sad rather than saying I am sad. A more accurate way to describe that emotion would be I feel sad. I feel sad. Okay, this is a momentary thing. Now, I am sad is something that is attaching sadness to our identity. But I feel sad, that means, okay, it is an emotion and I'm feeling it right now. Or I experience a feeling of sadness. Okay. Now, can you see how different it is from saying I am sad? It gives you more space to distance yourself from the emotions. The more you become aware of your emotions, the more you can label them and detach yourself from them, and the easier it will be to let go of these emotions. Okay. Now, what we did in the beginning, we observe our emotion with the detachment. Now we labeled our emotions. Now, third one is the crux of the chapter, that is let go of your emotions. Too often you over identify with your emotions and cling to them for the following reasons. Why we are getting attached to emotion that is a momentary thing, or which is just the flow of energy, why we are getting too attached to it. Let's understand what are the reason behind it, so that we can understand the logic and we can work accordingly, right? hmm. They are part of the story you're telling yourself. Okay, sometimes you can't stop clinging to a story, even a empowering one. Yes, you can become addicted to destructive stories despite knowing like knowing they aren't helping you, right? So it is a negative story about yourself. It is making you feel guilty, it is making you feel, smaller than something or someone for that matter. But it is a story that you decided to latch on, or like you decided to cling to. Okay, you believe the emotions are you and feel a strong need to identify with them. You believe the emotions are you. Again, the detachment part is missing, right? That's why we are not able to let go of these emotions. So first thing, we are telling a story and we are clinging to that story. Second thing, we are believing that emotions are not just energy, but they are the part of us. They identify with us. You may fall into the trap of believing you are emotions. As a result, you identify heavily with them, which creates suffering. Real life example. I regularly felt that. So the author Thibu Muris is giving an example. Let's go through it to understand a better, like, to have a better understanding about this. I regularly felt that I wasn't good enough. As a result, I believed I should work harder. This belief led me to create list of daily goals that were impossible to complete even when working from morning to night. Okay, too rigid of the schedule. Like he made his schedule too rigid. I often fell short on my goals, which reinforced the belief that I wasn't good enough. See, he tried to take a positive action, but he ended up with something even worse than before. Right? He thought, okay, he's not good enough. So he wanted to change that. He decided to create a list, and he made the list very rigid that he's not able to meet each and every, what I can say, step in the list, or each and every goal of that particular list. And now he's feeling again, all right, I wasn't good enough. That's why I was not able to, you know, complete my goals. By realizing this was just a story, I started letting go of this belief. After doing so, I noticed I was actually getting almost as much work done, but without the need to struggle and feel stressed out. I'm still working on that issue, but I gained tremendous value from this process. What he did was he just decided to let go of this belief that he's not good enough. Okay, he just tried to. So from the beginning, like in the beginning, I'm not saying that you'll just all of a sudden you know start letting go of your emotion. No, but at least you have to put your efforts into it. Okay, now the challenging part was to let go of the detachment to my story by letting go of the following. So to let go of emotion, these are the things that you have to let go. First of all, the belief that I'm not good enough and much must work harder. So that was the common belief he made, that he's not good enough and he has to work very harder. The pride I feel from working harder than most people. Okay, the victim mentality that comes from working hard while not getting the results I want. The idea I'm somewhat special. Okay. The idea the word needs to be changed and the need to control the outcome of my actions. So to change his belief, he has to let go of these things. First of all, the belief that he is not good enough and he has to work harder. The pride that he felt after working harder than most people. The victim mentality that comes from working hard while not getting the results he want. So then he will play the victim card, right? I was trying my level best, but I was not able to achieve the result that I was supposed to. The idea I'm somewhat special. Okay, all right, that's debatable. And the idea that the words needs to be changed and the need to control the outcomes of my action. Okay, as you can see, letting go of core emotions is not easy. They have become part of your identity, and we often derive a twisted pleasure from them. We may even wonder who we will be without them. So they are so ingrained in our mental environment or in our subconscious mind. We feel like if we let them go, it come across like we will lose our identity, kind of things, right? And obviously we don't want to lose our identity, isn't it? A 5-step process to let go of emotion. Now comes the action part. In this book, the Sedona method. In his book, the Sedona method, if I'm mispronouncing any word or like not correctly pronouncing anything, so just let go of that pronunciation but focus on the wordings. Okay, now Hale Dawson explains that there are 3 different ways to release your emotions as they arise. You can, now this is very, very important. Completely, I need your focus into this. Let them go. When you experience negative emotions, you can consciously choose to release them rather than repressing them or clinging to them. So if there is this negative thought that is coming to your mind, so consciously you'll have to put your energy into it to let it go, to let the negative thing go, negative emotion go. Okay, you're not supposed to repress it. Please don't try to control your emotion. It just, okay, it's just fine. I just had a bad day and I'm feeling this low right now, but let that go. Okay, don't try to create a story around it, don't try to create a belief around it. Allow them to be here. You can allow them by acknowledging their existence without clinging to them, or you can welcome them, you can accept them and have a closer look at them to discover what the core of these emotions are. Okay, so you're not trying to suppress them, the negative emotions, you are acknowledging them. Okay, but you're not clinging to it. Now there are two things. You're just acknowledging, okay, this is just a negative feeling, negative emotion, but it will, like, it will pass ultimately. You have this core belief in yourself. That's what you're supposed to do, or you're just welcoming it and you're trying to figure out from where exactly this negative emotion came into existence. Okay, according to Hale Dawson, the first step is, in each case, is to become aware of your emotions as they arise. Okay, so whenever you see there is this emotion, you have to become aware of that emotion. He then introduced a 5-step process to let go of your emotions. Now what are the 5 steps? Let's talk. Step 1, focus on a certain emotion you would like to work on so you can feel better. This doesn't need to be a big emotion. It could be something as simple as not feeling like working on a specific task or being mildly annoyed about something. Okay, all right, first of all you'll have to identify the emotion, right? In which part or in which emotion you want to work on. Okay, so for example, it can be anything small as well. Like you are trying to work on something as simple as not feeling like working on a specific task or being mildly annoyed about something. Once you identify it, ask yourself one of the following questions, either one. Okay, could I let this feeling go? Can I just let this feeling go? Could I allow this feeling to be here? Could I welcome this feeling? So I ask yourself these questions. Depending on which way you want to go, you want to release it, you want to allow it, or you want to welcome it. Answer the corresponding question. Okay, first of all, you answer a question like You asked yourself these three questions, and then you are getting the answer based on which option you chose earlier. Then ask yourself, would I let this feeling go? Would I allow this feeling to be here? Would I welcome this feeling? Answer yes or no to each question while being honest with yourself. Do you feel like you can let go, allow, welcome the emotion? Even a no will let help you let go of it. Ask yourself when. Your answer will be now. You let go of the emotions immediately. Okay, so it just, if there is something that is coming to your mind, the negative emotion, you're either allowing it, you're letting go of it, or you are welcoming it. Okay, then on the basis of that, you're asking yourself question. Then again, you're asking yourself the question, when exactly you want to leave this particular emotion or let go of this particular emotion. And then you're giving the answer to yourself now. So you're consciously putting your energy into it. Okay. And it will, like, try it yourself and you'll see the result. Okay. Repeat this process as many times as necessary for that particular feeling to disappear. You may be tempted to brush off this technique as overly simplistic and ineffective. Don't do that. Okay, if you feel like it will not work, give it a shot, try it many a times, and you'll see that it works like a miracle. Okay, don't do that. Try it yourself. Remember that you are not your emotions. Now, this is very important. Please take a note of it. I have repeated it multiple times. You are not your emotions. Okay, that's precisely by practicing letting go of them that you'll realize that universal truth. As you make a conscious choice to let go of your emotion, welcome them fully, or allow them to be, you'll gain a whole new understanding of how emotions work and how to release them. Okay, now this is the action step, which is based on a workbook. If you want the workbook, let me know in the comment section. Okay. All right. So by this, we are coming to the end of this chapter. Now you understand why it is very important to let go of the emotion and how can we let go of a particular emotion so that we can, if I'll talk about the trading market itself, like the trading environment itself. So it is very important for you to let go of your emotions, especially the negative ones, even the positive ones, when you were feeling the euphoria, so you can enter into wrong trade as well, right? So you have to control your emotions. You have to let go of your emotions. Okay, and how you can do it, that's what we learned today. All right. So in case if you have come so far, please post the answer in the comment section. All right, we'll meet next time. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much, Radharani. Have fun.